think that Katt Williams is one of the funniest comedians to ever step on a stage. And I think he is absolutely brilliant. I do. Do I believe that Katt Williams told many, many truths on the Shay Shay podcast? Yep, I sure do. I sure do. I do believe that Steve stole jokes and was hating on Bernie. I do. But he was also in there lying to y'all face, which for me, it calls into question many of the things that were said, because now I gotta go take every word you said with a grain of salt, and not one of y'all's favorite YouTubers called out the verifiable lies. Not one. I know, because I spent the entire weekend looking for an ounce of integrity and unbiased and backbone, and found none on any one of their channels. All of their thumbnails and titles were the same. Katt Williams don't lie. But it's okay. Sometimes you got to do it yourself. And I know a lot of you all have trouble remembering things as they happen. But luckily for you, the internet is forever. So let us begin by reminding you all of how this all started in the first place.
I'm on my 15th consecutive 100 city tour. On the exact day that Monique was asking for a Netflix boycott, Netflix had just cut me a check for $2 million for the special that I got paid $300,000 to do in Jacksonville.
Alrighty then. Are you serious?
Or I'm really good at jokes, you tell me.
No, I think you serious, bro. I just say, are you serious? Because that's interesting news that people
Thanks
need
to Atlanta,
to know.
Pimp Chronicles has already grossed over $24 million alone as one special. Mm-hmm. Because they're going to let you do your special, Gerard Carmichael, but nobody's going to watch it. They're going to let you be a star, Lil Rel, but you ugly. And white people don't believe in ugly stars. They think you have to be somebody that women want to sleep with and men want to be. But because we black, they say, oh, you don't even deserve that. So you get Kevin Hart, Lil Rel, Gerard Carmichael, all in a row, Hannibal Buress, just dudes that no woman would talk to in Lenox Mall, let alone you making them movie stars. Why? Because you know ain't nobody gonna sleep with him. You only got Tiffany Haddish. She been doing comedy since she was 16. You can't tell me your favorite Tiffany Haddish joke. Why? Because she ain't done a tour yet. Mm-hmm. She ain't done a special. She has not proven the ability to tell jokes back to back for an hour to nobody. And they already ready to down Monique and up somebody who has showed them Girls Trip. Did you think she wrote Girls Trip, goofball?
Right.
Or do you think that was already a script and they handed it to her? It's up to you, whatever you want to believe. I'm the introduction to Tiffany Haddish in the movie School Dance. The clip for School Dance has been seen more times than the movie has. That's just a fact.
But the movie the Girls Trip movie?
Yes, ma'am. The one with with three of our greatest black actresses in it? You mean that one?
Right. But I'm just saying, Tiffany Haddish.
Ma'am, you could have had that role, and everything that happened would have happened unless you thought you were necessary to write the Saturday Night Live monologue. I'm a writer. I only care about what you write. I don't care about what you read. Everybody can read that can read.
What did you think about the movie? I laughed from beginning to end. I thought
it was a great script when I saw it in 2004.
Right.
Wow.
In 2004. Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yeah, I have it.
I'm so happy for her though, because
that's what it do.
That
that's
baby,
what it do.
I tear up thinking about the break that she got. And to see her do her thing.
She passed 46 female black comedians that I know personally that I put on tour who have a hard time getting a chicken sandwich from Chick-fil-A after they headline 7 shows at a club for $2,500 a week.
But people like real, and that's why they like her.
Is that what they like?
They love realness.
Oh, because everybody's real then. So don't trip.
No, they like
wherever
Tiffany
you
Haddish
at under the sound of my voice,
real.
do you have a real co-worker?
Right.
Do you have a ratchet friend? Do you have a sister? Do you have a cousin? Do you have a nephew? Do you have a niece? Is they so ghetto? When did that become marketable? Knock it off. They like her because she want to sleep with a white man. That's That's why the only thing she said was, I want to give it to Brad Pitt. The only thing before that in the movie with me is I slept with this white man and I got a white baby. She had a white husband for the 14 years she been doing comedy. And then all of a sudden divorced him. Then said he abused her. Then wrote a book. Then said he didn't.
Donkey of the Day for Monday, September 17th goes to comedian Katt Williams. Now, if you missed it this weekend, Katt Williams was a guest on Frank Ski and Wanda's morning show. Drop on the clues bombs for Frank Ski and Wanda. Frank Ski has always been good to the Breakfast Club, always showed us love. Salute to that man. I respect everything he does in business and in the game of radio. The reason I can respect that man is because, unlike Katt Williams, I am not a bitter-ass hater. See, that's all Katt Williams was doing on Frank Ski and Wanda's show, hating with a side of lion. Matter of fact, that wasn't a side of lion. Katt Williams served us 2 entrees during that interview. One was a main course of fresh chicken pot lie. The other was stir-fried hate. Okay, what dish would you like to revisit first? Let's start with the chicken pot lie. Okay, this is Katt Williams on Frank Ski and Wanda running down some of his resume. Let's hear it.
I do have more comedy specials than any comedian breathing or dead. That's only 7 more than Richard Pryor, and 6 more than Martin Lawrence, and 6 more than Chris Rock, 5 more than Dave Chappelle. Those are just facts, sir.
Now, let's unpack some of this. We live in the information age. There is nothing you can't Google, but a lot of us don't take the time to research. We hear someone we respect say something in an interview. We read something someone posts on social media, and we run with it as fact. And the fact that Katt Williams said these are facts solidifies it for some people. The reason I hate situations like this is because when you have the experience that Katt Williams has, you should be using your opportunities and experiences to teach, not lie. Now, let's break down some of these lies. Okay, Katt Williams said he has more filmed stand-up specials than any comedian breathing or dead. That is a lie. George Carlin has 14 HBO specials. Katt Williams said he has 9 specials. George Carlin, 14. We can all do math in here, right? Okay, next. He said he has the top 2 specials on HBO, Showtime, Comedy Central, and Naughty on Netflix. I don't even know what that means. Okay, all right. But you could Google the top 10 stand-up specials over the last 40 years on HBO Go or HBO Now. Chris Rock has number 1 with Bigger and Blacker. Number 2 is Tig Notario, Boyish Girl Interrupted. Number 3 is Dave Chappelle, Killing Him Softly. Comedy Central has a list of top 100 stand-up comics, and Katt not even on the list. I couldn't find the Showtime stand-up special rankings, and my people at Showtime haven't hit me back yet. But by now, we should be noticing a pattern here. So it's safe to say that was a lie, too. Katt Williams said Pimp Chronicles has grossed $24 million, all right? So far. Now, Pimp Chronicles did great, but where did you get the $24 million number from, Katt? We would like to see receipts, because if Pimp Chronicles grossed $24 million, it would be in the top 10 of stand-up comedy concerts ever, but it's not. In fact, if it grossed $24 million, it would be number 4 on that list over Kevin Hart, What Now, which grossed about $23 million. Martin Lawrence, Run Tell That, which did like $19 million. Richard Pryor, Here and Now, which did $16 million. All I'm saying is, if Katt Williams really did $24 million on Pimp Chronicles, how come nobody has any record of that but Katt? Oh, and Katt did tell the truth when he said Netflix only cares about ticket sales. It's business, never personal. I told you all that earlier this year in regards to the Monique situation. But Katt Williams said he sold 2.4 million tickets on his last tour. Do y'all know how much 2.4 million tickets sold is? I'm trying to put this in perspective for you. If Katt Williams sold 2.4 million tickets on his last tour, that's more than Beyonce sold for her Formation tour. That's more than Taylor Swift sold for her 1989 World Tour. That's more than Madonna sold for her MDMA tour. That's more than the Eagles sold on their Long Road Out of Eden tour. That's more than Justin Timberlake sold on his 2020 Experience World Tour. That's more than Billy Joel sold on his Billy Joel in Concert Tour. And these are artists who are doing this globally around the world in arenas. So tell me how it's possible for Katt Williams to sell 2.4 million tickets domestically in theaters. If Katt sold 2.4 million tickets, he would have made the Forbes list. See, Katt, you sound smart to a dumb person, and there's a lot of people out there who won't take the time to research, and I know you asking why was Katt lying so much. I'll tell you why. Because he knew he was about to start hating on people, so he had to show y'all he out here still winning, so it wouldn't look as if he was hating, because the truth is it's rare that you will have a hater that's doing better than you.
So 5 years ago, Katt Williams goes onto V103. Listen, Katt Williams tore Tiffany Haddish apart when she hadn't mentioned his name ever. Not once, and said a singular thing about him. He went into live radio. A lot of y'all remember it because it was the same interview that now lives on as a piece of fuck around and find out history, because he roasted Wanda on a barbecue spit for 10 minutes straight. But in that same interview, What did not get talked about is how he absolutely obliterated Tiffany Haddish and shitted on Kevin Hart's careers in that same interview. Two people that hadn't mentioned him at all at that point. Not once ever. And whether you like her or not, or think she's funny or not, this ain't about that. It's not about your personal opinion or about her brand of comedy. It's about the fact that he was in his feelings in the moment and tore her entire career apart live on air for no reason other than he was envious. Then, what did y'all truth teller do? He apologized for it later to her face when he saw her collecting an Emmy, only to turn around and shit on her again. In the Shannon Sharpe interview, how is this not looked at as a sign of instability? How is this not looked at as two-faced? Words have meaning, and the internet is forever. Katt Williams looks absolutely insane roasting somebody's career live on air and then apologizing to their face when he sees them, only to go behind their back again and do it again when he claimed that that's the same betrayal that Cedric and Steve Harvey gave to him. But everybody overlooked it because, you know, he's funny. Katt funny. Katt funnier than them, right? Everybody just overlooked it. I've only put on comedians that were funnier than me. Who the fuck has Katt Williams put on that's funnier than him? Huh? Leslie Jones? Knock it off. Y'all tell me in the comments one person that Katt Williams put on that's funnier than him. I promise you I'm going to read all the comments. Name one person he put on that's funnier than him. Then he told you Cedric has 4 specials and doesn't have one on Netflix or Tubi, and that's verifiably false. That's verifiably false. But the fact that it was a lie is besides the point. You know why? Because the goal was to use that false statement as a means to invalidate that man's success in the comedic industry. Did he steal Katt's joke? Absolutely yes. No question about it. But is that single joke the reason you all know who Cedric the Entertainer is? No. Knock it off. Katt Williams said he's never played Katt Williams in 50 roles he's been in, the 60 roles he's been in. He ain't playing Katt Williams and all. Yes, he is. And y'all let him get that shit off. He's been Katt Williams in damn near every role he's played. Maybe a one-off here or there. And yet nobody batted an eye when he said it. You need range to be on the screen is what he said. And you ain't never seen Katt Williams pop out as a fucking Navy SEAL. Knock it off. Katt Williams told Shannon that they could go outside and he'd run a 440 right there in that moment, with smoker's lungs and 3-foot-long legs, and nobody batted an eye. Then he pops up on the internet with a video of him running in a fucking basketball gym. No evidence when they started the timer or stopped it. Y'all bought into it. Katt Williams told y'all he was reading full novels at age 3. Read 12,000 books in 4 years starting at age 8 and was accepted into college at age 7. And nobody batted an eye. Knock it the fuck off. Katt told y'all he read the script for a scene that was written for the Money Mike character and had to talk the producers into editing it out, right? But that Ricky Smiley was okay with it. But Katt, I thought you said Ricky never was considered for the role. He was never considered for Money Mike. Then Cube himself comes out and says, nah, that was false. I would have never advocated for that type of scene to be in the movie because that's not how I roll. That's not how I get down. Nor is it the type of comedy that I rock with.
Second thing I want to clear up, I would never shoot a rape scene in a movie, especially like Friday, where you actually see this happening on camera. That ain't my style. If you check out any of my movies, they not raunchy. We did a movie called Players Club where the subject matter was a little raunchy, but But for the most part, even that, we left it to your imagination.
And what did y'all somehow hear? Q basically co-signed Katt. Q basically said that Katt ain't lie about nothing. What are you all listening to? Did we watch the same clip? These are the type of people that'll tell you to your face that you didn't see what you just saw. That's y'all. Q started off his monologue by saying, let me clear a few things up. Let me clear up a few things, which by its own merit means that there's some things that need to be cleared up or corrected. What the fuck are y'all talking about? He didn't co-sign Katt. He said he was 100 on a couple things. And I wasn't going to do this video at first. But the more I sat on it and allowed it to marinate, the more comments and obvious bias I came across and people crashing out for this interview and taking everything he said at face value. I said, yeah, I'm going to do it. Especially since nobody else is going to speak on it the way I am, apparently. Because you all act like you have comprehension problems. Every YouTuber, social blogger, poster, commenter, everybody on your friends list and in the comments across every single video has supported Katt Williams' monologue and basically said he's spitting nothing but undeniable facts. How the fuck would you know? Everybody basically said Katt Williams' word is 100 proof. His word is bond, yo. He talking that real. They took every single word out of his mouth at face value because he's a very funny guy. He's a very smart guy. He's a comedian who happens to be a great storyteller. And at the heart of it, everybody loves a good stirring of the pot. Or as Joe Budden would say, a shaking of the tree. A good shaking of the tree. And that's what Katt Williams did. He came out, shook the tree, and for all of you people who are unable to form your own opinion, you jump into my comments. Before you jump into my comments, I'm letting you know right now. Now, if you're not a free thinker, then this video is not for you. If you can't objectively look at something without bias or preconceived notions, then this video is not for you. Go ahead and go follow one of them other thousands of videos out there, one of your other favorite YouTubers out there, so you can go ahead and high-sign and co-sign on every fucking thing that they're saying with the go along to get along crew, and let the real objective thinkers have this one to themselves. Because if it's one thing I am, it's unaffected by mob mentality. A lot of people, a lot of your favorites get on this here internet and tell you how they so different. How they don't go along with to get along. How they in a lane of their own. Yet when it come down to it, at the end of the day, your favorite YouTubers and all the people you like just go along with the masses like everybody else because they're unable to turn off their bias. They're unable to detach from the feeling in the moment. It's all about views and getting people to like your videos, right? That's all it's about. That's why we get the headlines we do. That's why we get the titles we do. I get it. That's a lot of people. But I'm not a lot of people. And I listen. And I listen very well. Them other dudes on YouTube told you they was different. And turns out they're all the same. All the same product. Repackaged and regurgitating the same shit over and over again. You won't get that here. And y'all could downvote this video into hell. I don't give one red goddamn. I absolutely loved this interview. Loved it. I was thoroughly entertained. Katt Williams is a genius and a great storyteller. And I absolutely believe that people were stealing jokes. It's proof out there. We've seen it already, right? People were absolutely stealing jokes in the comedy industry and doing things of questionable morale to gain status. But some of what he said was some bullshit. And those are the facts. And I'm one of the few people on this planet that you can't say bullshit to and get away with it. And I don't question everything else. And when you tell one or three lies, how in the world is it unreasonable to assume that you've told more lies? You all watched him get in that room with Shannon Sharp and tell the entire world that every successful comedian had a weird-faced wife and Kevin Hart was an industry plant. And you believed it not from any type of factual evidence that was presented, but based off of your opinion that you think Katt Williams is funnier than the rest of them. I can't figure out if y'all serious or just too damn dumb to separate talent from blatant lies. Katt told y'all the world doesn't think Cedric the Entertainer is funny. Told y'all that the only reason Kevin Hart is selling more seats and tickets than Katt is because he is part of the machine and y'all bought right into that bullshit. So is it the machine that's selling out Kevin Hart's tours and making people buy tickets and making them show up to events and pack out venues? Or is it a possibility that the world thinks Kevin Hart is a better entertainer, performer, and comedian than Katt Williams? Men lie, women lie, numbers don't. And there is no question that Kevin Hart has seen sales that Katt Williams could never. Damn what you think. That money and them ticket sales do all the real talking. And you want to know the thing about it? Nobody that I've seen has responded to him, ever denied his talent. They all praise his brilliance. While he has attempted to torch each and every person that he's talked about and defame them, they have done nothing but praise him. Katt Williams does an interview and accuses Kevin Hart of being an industry plant. And all of a sudden, now Kevin Hart never been funny. All of a sudden, Kevin Hart never sold out tours. Kevin Hart never had millions of dollars worth of sales and tickets. He has somehow he's been somehow handed everything he has and has never worked his ass off for it. All of a sudden, Kevin Hart never did stand up before getting a movie role. The ease at which people turn on you because they like someone else more in the moment is beyond fascinating. It's like you've all been drugged with a dose of recency bias mixed with a grade A level of dumbassery. Imagine you work your ass off to make it to a point that you have a successful career at the top. You work your ass off to reach a prominent status in Hollywood by doing the thing that you love. You sell out arenas, you sell out tours, and there's audiences everywhere showing up to see you, only for another man who hasn't accomplished half of what you've done to come along and tell the world you were handed everything you have because you were sent as a plant by the system. That all of your hard work and years spent grinding to get where you were was nothing more than a product of another man having relations with you. That's what he said. He didn't say it directly. He didn't say it verbatim. But it was heavily implied that most of the successful movie star level comedians in Hollywood have done something strange for a piece of change to get where they are, to get to the top. That's what was implied. That's what he said. Words have meaning. He put that on everybody. Everybody successful. As if there's not evidence of Kevin Hart coming up through the trenches alongside Patrice O'Neal and Bill Burr. The fuck is Katt Williams talking about? So let's just say he's right. So if Katt Williams is saying that it's facts that when you come up through Hollywood, it's because you did something, then what does that say about Bernie Mac? He had a TV show. He had success. Oh, he the one outlier? Nah, it's beginning to sound more and more like what was said about Katt Williams years ago is true. You were the guy. You had the industry by the balls, but you tricked it off. You tricked off your opportunity. And y'all let that man sit up there and tell y'all a baby knocked all his teeth out with a gold chain. And nobody said a word. When Kevin Hart brought along other comedians and gave them a spotlight and opportunity, Tiffany Haddish, Lil Rel, whether you like them or not, whether you think they're funny or not, Kevin Hart gave them a shot. He tried to place a spotlight on them and bring along other comedians with his money, with his brand. But when he does it, now it's all because he was gatekeeping in an industry plant. But when Katt Williams claims that he brought up other comedians, it was from the goodness of his heart. He the only real one, I guess. He the only real one that has done something positive for other comedians without an ulterior motive. Man, knock it off. Y'all niggas buy anything. Katt Williams is being disingenuous and bitter. And I can see it clearly. And I love Katt Williams as a comedian. He's hilarious. But he's clearly emotional.
All right, now I want to get to what's really bothering me.
Okay.
I want to ask black people what we want.
Mm-hmm.
What do we want? We complain that people of color weren't getting opportunities in Hollywood. Mm-hmm. We were getting ignored for the Oscars, for the Emmys. Mm-hmm. It was a big thing. After that big thing, people of color got recognized for their hard work, for their efforts, and run awards. People of color also won Emmys. Mm-hmm. People of color are now being given opportunities to star, to lead in various projects.
Well, just the ugly people,
okay.
according to some.
Just according to some.
Okay.
When the people of color get these opportunities,
at all,
why are the people of color the ones that are tearing the people that are getting the opportunities down?
Mm-hmm.
My frustration comes from, you don't realize when I preach about the crabs in the barrel mentality that eventually we have to take responsibility for our actions. Mm-hmm. So if I'm looking at people that share my craft, I'm going to bring up the people that Katt Williams named. Mm-hmm. Little Rel, Gerard Carmichael, mm-hmm. Hannibal Buress, myself, Tiffany Haddish.
Correct.
Little Rel is seeing so much success after doing his special Relevant. He went on to do Get Out. He now has a show that he's producing and starring in on Fox. Gerard Carmichael had his own show that he starred, wrote, produced. Gerard Carmichael was on to his second special. Hannibal Buress saw success within comedy specials and is now doing various movies where he's getting the opportunity to have features and to have a presence. Me, Kevin Hart, the guy that sits on top right now, have taken advantage of all the money that I have. I've shot over 56 specials for the up-and-coming generation of comedy. Why? Because I'm trying to create opportunities for others. So rather than complaining about it, I'm fixing it. I'm putting my money where my mouth is. I also take full responsibility for any and everything that I've done in the fucking business, good or bad. My frustration with Katt Williams comes from, you keep pointing at Hollywood. Hollywood this, the white man, this, and this. When do you take responsibility for your actions? You had the shot.
Katt was in that position at one point.
You were the guy. Yeah. You were set up to be the star. You didn't show up to work. You fucked off promo shoots. You fucked off your promo fucking trips that they had set up for you. You became a risk to the studios, which is why the studios stopped fucking with you.
Why was he a risk?
He chose drugs.
Oh, okay.
Take responsibility for what you chose and say, you know what? I got to fix me, and I'm going to come back and I'm going to stand up for comedy. Mm-hmm. So when you say Tiffany Haddish doesn't deserve or isn't really a comedian and these other women have worked hard, which they have. Mm-hmm. Shouts out to Melanie Camacho. Shouts out to Lunel. Mm-hmm. Shouts out to Leslie Jones, who are all underneath the umbrella of Katt Williams. Katt Williams, have you ever used your platform to fucking bring the people that were under you up? Mm. You haven't. So because you haven't, don't shit on those that now are. I've used my platform and I've brought my guys and girls up. Mm-hmm. The brand of Kevin Hart is a brand that's expanded so fucking far, whether you like me or not. My presence in comedy will forever be felt because I'm a fucking boss. I sit on the top of it, and the opportunities that I'm giving are the ones that I'm creating. So take responsibility for what you did. You fuck you. Nobody else did. You don't hear Chris Rock, Dave Chappelle, the Kings of Comedy, Seinfeld. You don't hear George Lopez, Eddie Griffin. You don't hear fucking who else can I go down the road of other comedians? Steve Martin, Martin Short. You don't hear the guys that got on top and that made it by doing what they love complain about the people that are coming under them. The reason why is because they're happy with themselves. Don't blame everybody else for your shit. Don't shit on my sister Light because you're not happy with your shit. This shit is earned. It's not given. I don't give a fuck if you're a Tiffany Haddish fan or not. It's earned. Tiffany Haddish got years in the game. It's not an accident that Tiffany Haddish got an opportunity to star in a movie. It's not an accident that that character popped in the movie. Written or not written, a character has to pop it.
And he even acknowledged the years that you've put in before that. Now I want to ask
That's
you,
what's so
Tiffany, because
contradictory
you were
about
very
it.
classy in your response on social media, because the first thing I thought was, that's effed up. What's Tiffany going to say? Because that has to be hurtful when somebody says something like that. Especially, I'm sure you were a fan of his at some point.
I still am a fan of his. I think he's hilarious.
So what did you think when you heard that before you responded?
Well, I was like, dang, what'd I do to him? Did I fuck his man? And then I was like,
You're stupid. You're funny.
that's what I thought at first. That's what I always think. When people say mean things, I always think that because I figure I must have took something from you. I must have did something to you. And then I realized I never did nothing to that man. And then when I started really listening to it, I was like, oh, he got his facts wrong. He's obviously not paying attention to me, and somebody must have been complaining to him about me or whatever, and maybe he felt some type of way. I don't know. I just feel like, well, it is what it is. I'm not tripping. I'm not mad.
Right.
I'm not upset.
But did he apologize? Because we seen a picture that y'all
what's the
posted.
first thing he said to you?
He apologized. He said, listen, let me explain what's going on. And then he explained himself, and then I was just like, well,
But what did he explain?
Yeah, what kind of explanation
he just
can
said,
you
I hate
give?
it?
Huh?
He just said, I hate it?
No,
and I'm
he
sorry?
didn't say
Did
that.
he say he was high?
I want to step
didn't
in
say
because
that?
I'm going to let
No.
my sister keep it classy.
Yeah. He just
Somebody kicked my sister ball over the fence. I want it back. It doesn't matter what
ain't
he
mad.
said. It doesn't matter what the apology was.
So you didn't like the apology?
It's not about the apology, and I want to get this very clear. I want to make it very clear. Katt Williams is an amazing, talented comedian, which is why I'm so frustrated. I sit from afar and I admire the man's talent. I don't like that you said anything negative about a woman of color that's getting her shot. Say it to me. Say it to me. I'll take it all. Hate me.
You do seem to be more offended about this than I've ever seen.
I have sat back. I have forever been the humble guy. I have time to not be humble today. I have time to fact check everything he said because the world of Katt Williams is a fictional world.
Is he selling that
Let's
many
run,
tickets?
let's run this. Let's run this now.
I had to go Google. I was like, ex-husband
He
is
said
black.
on his last tour.
I was like, when was she married to a white man? I went back and Google. I was like, because I know
I've been
I see-
proposed to by a white man before, and then found out he was really black when we did that DNA test. But it is what it is.
So you weren't married to a white man?
No, never
I know
been.
that, but
Yeah.
whatever.
Now these tickets. He said he sold what,
2.4 million tickets
False.
on his last tour.
False.
That's more than Beyonce and Jay-Z.
That's more than Justin Bieber and Justin Timberlake.
That's more than
Billy
Beyonce.
Joel, the Eagles.
That's more than Beyonce and Justin Timberlake combined. Okay, do you understand how many tickets 2.4 million tickets are?
Yes,
right now, all this stuff is Googleable. Is Google. You can Google it. It's all fucking researchable information. I am sitting on 1.3 million tickets sold. Shouts out to all the comedians that have given me the opportunity to get here because I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing without them and their hard work. There is nobody close to me in ticket sales and comedy.
And you on a worldwide tour.
I am worldwide. I am on par with the likes of your Bruno Mars, your Jay-Z, and Beyonce. Okay? I'm up there with those people. So in comedy, it's unheard of to get those numbers. To throw out numbers like 2.4 million is ridiculous. That's false. It's not even close. Also, to say 15 consecutive 100 city tours is false. What are you doing? So where did you do the new stuff? When did you ever work on something? Consecutive means in a row. Where? There's a Forbes list every year that comes out. Go back to 2007, go back to 2006. Katt Williams has never been on it. Go back to my last 5 years in comedy. I have 1 year where I got number 1. This year I'll be number 1 again. I have 1 year where I was number 3. The other years I'm number 6, I'm number 7. These lists are researchable. The people on social media, on the internet, feed into words. You feed into diction. You don't feed into facts. Another fact, a hard fucking fact, Katt Williams did not own all the specials. He trashes the white man. The white man owns your content. You don't own it.
So Katt Williams don't own none of
No.
his specials?
False.
Is this
False.
Is this provable?
I am now coming to get my sister's ball that was kicked over the fence.
I think you got it.
I'm only saying this because of how you attack innocent people.
Yes.
Attack me. Once again, attack me. I got the armor. I'm bulletproof. Say it to me. I'm going to ignore it. I'm only doing this because of what was said about innocent people that are working hard on their
And
craft.
Tiffany does have an hour stand-up special
She's
on
got
Showtime,
2.
From the Hood to Hollywood.
She's got 2. She's got 2. Also, Netflix specials are not given by what you sell on the road. That's the most ridiculous shit I've ever heard in my life. That's not. Another fact.
So it's not about tickets?
No.
What's that
It's not about tickets. It's about your brand. It's about your return. If I'm a business and I want to invest a high amount of money in you, how am I getting my money back? Everybody can't demand the money if you can't justify how I'm getting my money back. Think business, people. Netflix is a business. All these announcements came out for the specials. I kept mine on the wraps just because. Netflix gave me $40 million.
What?
Whoa.
This is a fact. The point that I'm making is that that's information. This is all researchable information if you go look for it. I just chose to keep it to myself because I don't care. I'm only saying this now because I'm fact-checking what was put out as fiction.
Y'all out here talking about, nobody said he was lying. Nobody came out and said he was lying. Everybody responding, but nobody said he was lying. What the hell are you talking about? Kevin Hart came out years ago and said that Katt Williams is a liar. He lied on his ticket sales. Tiffany Haddish said that Katt Williams is a liar. He lied on her. It's recency bias that y'all have. People have called this man a liar already. Why they gotta come out and do it every single time he come out and make a statement? Why you gotta do it every time he goes on a bitter rant? No. If you have an education beyond the second fucking grade, you understand that you don't need to do that every single time. They already said it. They said he's a liar. Kevin Hart went on the air 5 years ago and told the entire world that Katt Williams missed opportunities because he tricked off promo and was on black people time showing up to the job because he was on drugs. And what did Katt do? Come out years later and say he's never done a hard drug in his life and he's been blackballed because he knows the truth. Knock it the hell off. That's not how blackballing works. You don't have pertinent information and all of a sudden you get blackballed. The information is supposed to make you a weapon. Dangerous. This is the same man that fought a 7th grader outside and lost the fight because he was being heckled. And Katt was 45 years old at the fucking time. And he want us to believe that he wasn't under the influence of any drugs doing that? Knock it the hell off. Never forget, Katt Williams started with attacking Kevin Hart, not the other way around. Katt Williams brought up Tiffany Haddish. She was somewhere working, minding her own business, trying to make it. Then he apologized to her face, only to come back years later and throw more dirt on her name. Not the other way around. Katt Williams told the entire world Tiffany Haddish was married to a white man and nobody fact-checked it. You all took it at face value because he said it, and that's Katt. You all look like empty books. Empty books. You got Katt Williams sitting there talking about, now how come no studios came out and said I didn't show up and how come no network said I tricked off the job? Because that's not how studios work, sir. That's not what they do. They cut your ass and they keep it moving. They keep it all the way professional. When Marvel cut Jonathan Majors' water off a month ago, they didn't go on a press run about it. They just turned the faucet off, and you haven't heard a peep out of Marvel since about it. Because that's not how big business operates. They're professional. And y'all sitting here looking dumb, hanging on to every word and taking it as facts. Because he said it. Because he funny. Katt be telling the whole truth. How the hell you know? Ain't nobody said he was lying. Ain't nobody said he was lying. I really believe that most of you have the comprehension level of a fucking sock. Why do people need to come out and say verbatim that Katt Williams is lying? For you all to interpret their responses to his accusations as objection. I made a post about the effect that lies and false facts can have on a person who is telling some of the truth. And it went right over some of y'all heads. One dude got in his feelings in the comments and went straight to the comments to tell me I was wrong and just saying shit for notoriety and clicks. To be exact, he said, you reaching, trying to be controversial, fam. Nigga, what? Listen, I don't need to create controversy for this. Katt Williams did that within the first 3 minutes of his interview. What the hell are you talking about? Why I need to make it controversial? It's already controversial. Clearly. The interview has over 33 million views. I don't need to be controversial, fool. Furthermore, I want you or any of you who are watching this to clarify me where I told one lie this entire video. You can't, because again, I listen very well. I take notes very well. I research very well. And when I speak, I make sure that I have my ducks in a row so I can speak confidently and accurately. And even if I got to stand on a hill, on an island, all by myself, that ain't never going to be a problem for me. Because I don't need a mob to agree with me or to boost my confidence, to empower my thoughts. If y'all respected the truth like y'all say y'all claim, like y'all claim y'all do, then y'all should have no problems with me pointing out Katt stealing another comedian's joke. What?
Hey, man, but it was bogus, man. It was bogus because out here in this world, man, we have to have the courage to talk about who we are as well. So if you got a person and they literally talking about everybody but ain't saying nothing about themselves, that's a red flag for me. And don't get it wrong, I don't want no problems with Katt. I root for Katt. I'm glad Katt got all the fame he got. But I'm saying, man, come on, Katt. You know I'm from the underground, homie. You yelling out the joke thieves. You telling me you don't know nothing about that? Hey. Come on now. Stop that joke stealing stuff. Cedric the Entertainer is one of the best comedians from our underground when we came up. Cedric the Entertainer, if you want to say he stole a joke, I don't know nothing about it. But I'm telling you, Cedric the Entertainer is one of the best ever. Not a hype job. He ain't got it. All that stuff about Cedric only had 4 specials. I don't care what special Cedric had. Cedric is a headliner. Like, you remember Cam Newton said game changers?
Yeah.
Cedric a game changer in the comedy business. But when it comes to jokes, nigga, Cedric the Entertainer is one of the elites. And I ain't got no motherfucking dog in this fight. Cedric the Entertainer, one of the elites. I can't say that about a lot of other people. But Ced is one of the few comics that been rocking the house for 30 years plus.
Take away a nigga accolades from one joke. You can't.
All I'm saying is, man, you saw I said, I don't know what happened with the joke, but I'm going to tell you something, man. It's a comic named J.B. Smooth. This was one of the greatest underground comics ever, but J.B. Smooth started being around, you know, the other crowd, Larry David and all them. They funny too. They funny too, but when J.B. Smooth was in his element, the underground, he was one of the best ever. And I'm telling you, I dare somebody to say this ain't true, because I could get 1,000 comics to bag me up. On Katt First Special, where I root for Katt. But that joke where he do like, man, if you listen to this song, you could do anything off this song. That's J.B. Smooth joke, homie. I can get 1,000 comics to bag me up.
Music. Absolutely. And he says,
I'm talking about, I want to make sure people understand it's a certain joke he did. I think this was his first special where it's like, man, I can get 1,000 comics to tell you.
That's the shit. That's the shit. Woo! That's the shit. Y'all know that's the shit.
Mr. DJ, that's my song too, nigga. That's play the song again for no reason. Let me see it. Shit! Cut it off. That's my shit.
That shit was made for walking. Any nigga can walk to that shit. A crippled man could walk to that shit. Kick that bitch again. Nigga, I don't care if you cripple. You hear some music, oh crazy. You hear that shit? Flavor in your ear. That's a shit. Woo, girl, you know what song is a shit. If you can stand online waiting for your food stamps to the beat of that motherfucker, kick that shit again.
I'm just saying, if you went to the grocery store and they was playing that song, you buy everything in that bitch. You know you ain't got but $78. You just in that motherfucker. Stop, sir, I said. Fucking play it again. I'm saying that's my shit.
I don't give a fuck where you're from. That's the shit. I don't want white people. Don't feel left the fuck out. I see y'all. Don't feel left out. That shit is for white people too. You know what song is the shit. If white people can rock that motherfucker, you know what song is the shit. If white ass Superman can fly to the motherfucker, kick that bitch.
If you a librarian, just play that shit at the library and see how that shit feel. You just in the library. Shit, turn it off, sir. Don't play it again. I'm just saying that's the shit. I'm saying if you went to heaven and they were playing that song, you know it's finna be a party in heaven. You just walk in heaven. Stop it, sir. Don't play it again, I said.
Oh, I can hear the silence now. It's deafening. I can hear a lot of y'all scrambling to come up with some type of defense for what you just saw with your own eyes right now. And if you would stop being an empty book where people can just come along and just jot shit down onto your pages and deposit thoughts into you because you're incapable of original thoughts, then you be comfortable expressing your own thoughts as well on this matter. But I promise you, whether I got 2,000 followers or 2 million, what I can tell you with an abundance of confidence, what will never change is my ability to stand on my square. I don't need a mob to agree with me. Y'all goofy asses talking about Katt Williams ain't told not one lie. And he the same person that said D.L. Hughley was hilarious. Knock it off. That lie should have tipped you off from the jump. This is the same man that called Martin Lawrence a fool for putting on a dress, but praised Dave Chappelle in the next breath when Dave, too, put on a dress. And I absolutely love Dave. But facts are the facts. And y'all respect the truth so much, right? Fuck out of here. You're all fake. You're all phony. You're all disingenuous. But here I got a question for y'all, since y'all so smart. Did that one joke Cedric the Entertainer stole from Katt Williams make his career? Did that one joke make Cedric the Entertainer who he was, and was that one joke the reason why y'all knew him? Cedric was known before the joke, and he was known after the joke. So why is Katt Williams acting like he was solely responsible for Cedric the Entertainer's success? And whether you love him or hate him, it's the same thing with Steve Harvey. Katt Williams didn't make these men who they were. Katt Williams isn't responsible for the success. Katt Williams wants you to believe that everybody else is the problem. But hell, I guess if you're going to punch up, right? That's what they say. They tell you to punch up. But how y'all let Katt sit there and talk about lining up with the great ones and you still trying to catch up with them? Because if we're using the metrics that you set forth of ticket sales, Netflix deals, and sold out crowds, then we would have to conclude that the world thinks that Kevin Hart is more entertaining than you. Y'all can get mad, puff up your little chest, and say whatever the hell you want, but the world thinks that because they show it with their support in dollars. Ticket sales, sir. Y'all don't like what I'm saying, but that dose of truth is not a one-way street. It go both ways. It go both ways. Because at the end of the day, when you lay your head down and reflect on your mistakes and missed opportunities, it's much easier to swallow your failures when you can blame them on the system. That's what I think is happening here. But hey, there's a method to the madness, right? They say Katt Williams' ticket sales went up 40% since the interview on Club Shay Shay. So his marketing strategy is the chef's kiss. But I remind you that all Katt Williams' colleagues in his field, in the industry, that were at the top of the game at one point, they didn't have to bash their way and bash their fellow peers in order to get them ticket sales. They put asses in seats because these men had accomplished what they accomplished by being funny and by being entertaining.
Guy Torrey did a beautiful special about the Comedy Store and Fat Tuesday, where he said that Steve and Cedric and Kevin Hart and Tiffany Haddish came through there and made... All lies. Steve and Cedric never performed at the Comedy Store at all. Tiffany was only...
I need to clear some things up real quick. First of all, I'm not taking any sides, man. You know what? He mentioned Fat Tuesdays. He mentioned my documentary on Amazon Prime right now, which is streaming strong. And he mentioned it was a beautifully done documentary, which it was. But we told no lies. And it was mentioned that in the Club Shay Shay interview that Cedric did not come through Fat Tuesdays, which is not true. Check it out. Cedric the Entertainer and Joe Torre, 1995, Fat Tuesdays. The Katt Williams himself, film director F. Gary Gray, Chris Rock, Guy Torrey, Cedric the Entertainer. Some closer looks.
Cedric the Entertainer!
Started out as one night.
Stop fucking lying.
Come and climb aboard. Everything is worse when we lead with the sword. I can only judge by your heart what your mouth say. With a grain of salt, I'ma take it for your mouth's sake. Niggas follow greed, ain't no seeds being planted. Cause people never learn till they feeding the planet. Sleeping 6 feet, death is creeping at your doorstep. This feast is far from over, have a seat, don't you toast yet. I got some shit to learn, you grab your keys, cock your burners. This life is so cold.